Hi, my name is Lucy Morgan and I'm a PGC English secondary student and we're at St Cyres School.
Hi, I'm Grace Doherty. I'm an English teacher in St Cyres School and I'm mentoring Lucy.
And we are looking at Pedagogy 11, which is progression in learning.
Could you tell me a little bit, Lucy, about how you moved from unaware to aware for the standard?
Yeah, so I think when I first came to school, I had a limited understanding of how learners progress and how you can almost observe that in individual lessons and overall as a scheme of work. And then I think I was unaware because I was team teaching. I wasn't in control of the whole lesson and therefore I couldn't really see the progression. It was only in a starter that I could try and work it out. And I think the biggest example of my being unaware was with Year 11 group discussions, because I only taught them once before they actually had their GCSE group discussion. So I didn't see any of the impact other than when I went in and observed some of their discussions. I couldn't see if I had made an impact on them and their learning. And then I think when I went to aware, it was when I was able to plan not just an individual lesson, but throughout the week, I was able to plan multiple lessons because I knew the goals that I wanted to set for them, and I was able to kind of individually with the lessons work it out and see the progression there. And to give you an example would be the GCSE Year 10 with their English literature. I knew their exam was in January, and I knew that I had only a few lessons to get them to where they needed to be. So I was able to plan almost like a mini scheme of work to get them there, and I knew that each lesson they had progressed in their learning.
Could you tell me a little bit about how this is coming through more generally in your practice?
Yeah, so I think with my lesson plans, with my lesson intentions and my evaluations, I think my lesson intentions, each lesson intention now, I use Bloom's taxonomy, but I'm able to kind of set out the skills that I want them to be able to do. And those now range and they have a progression just in those. And then with my evaluations, I'm able to say they have progressed, and then I know what I need to do for the next steps. And those next steps, you can really see the progression, because it's not just behaviour or what I need to do, it's the skill that they need to learn in order to then get where I needed them to be. And I also think, and I know this isn't a standard, but I also think through my relationships with the students that they're coming to me and asking these questions, and I'm seeing a much more confident student when they're going to plan and write any answer they're doing, and that kind of shows the linear progression that they've had, not just with me, but in the lesson.
What things made the difference in getting you from unaware to aware, and were there any other standards that maybe came in there as well?
Yeah, I think definitely C1 and C2, so the collaboration, because I was able to then kind of sit down with you in our mentor meetings and the other teachers and kind of plan that whole scheme of work for that week. And I knew where I wanted them to be at. The teacher said that that's where they wanted them to be at, and I was just able to have the autonomy just to plan that. Also with departments, everything's on Google Drive, everyone's kind of in the same place. So it was really nice for me to be able to kind of talk to any of the teachers, even if they're not that class, and be able to be right, how can I get them to this skill? What task could I do? So that was really big. Also P16 and P7, so 17. So the learners having an active role in their own learning. If they said to me that they didn't quite understand something or they wanted to go over it, that was really important I did that, because otherwise there wouldn't be a progression that was correct. They would progress, but they wouldn't have understood any of it. So that was really important to get them to reflect on their learning and then act on that.